父がいるウルトラの母がいるそして太郎がここにいる空を見ろ星を見ろ宇宙を見ろ彼方から迫り来る赤い色
Hello, you are listening to Ultra Q, episode 85, I think?
Yes.
Episode 85. My name is Red. I'm joined by Mel.
Clearly Taro could win Infinity War by climbing up Alien Temperor's ass after shrinking.
Yes, true. This is true. Also joined by Brad.
Brother, I need help. I beat me up.
Yes. Taro gets owned this week. Taro gets owned a lot, and he
in two opposite directions.
In two opposite directions. He gets two different kinds of owned. So yeah, we got coming up. We have got one episode about a kid, a new classmate, but we don't have to put him on the list because he doesn't stick around.
I gotta start going back. You should send me your summary so I can count how many classmates there are.
Who the classmates are?
Yeah.
Oh man. And then we got two episodes about the Ultra Brothers are coming to hang. It's Christmas time. Family is coming over to hang out. And it gets a little messy sometimes. Sometimes your family's a little overbearing. Sometimes they're not overbearing enough. You know how it goes.
Sometimes in the same day.
Sometimes in the same day about the same issue. They can't make up their fucking mind. So yes, we have got 3 more episodes of Ultraman Taro coming up. Before we get to any of that, has anyone done anything they want to talk about? I haven't done nothing. I've done nothing.
Oh, this is an actual done nothing, not the I've done nothing, but here's the one more thing I got to talk about.
Okay, well let me think. Hang on. Let me reflect on what I have done. No, I watched more of my shows and I played Apex and I...
Oh, you hopped on Apex?
I've been hopping on Apex. I told my friend that I play Apex with hopped on Marvel Rivals. And
yeah,
I logged on last night and I was like, I'm up for Apex if you're up for Apex, and he was like, nah, there's a new shooter in town.
Well, speaking of Marvel Rivals,
and I was like, well, let me tell you what my response was first. I told him I'm not installing 50 gig of Marvel of the latest Overwatch onto my laptop. And then he said, you just set up your PS5 that's in a box somewhere because you moved. And then he was logged out before I could respond on the PlayStation, so I had to send him a message elsewhere to be like, I am not setting up my PS5 so I can install 35 gigs of Marvel Rivals of the latest Overwatch onto it. You're crazy. It's not happening. But I guess some people have been playing the latest Overwatch. Would you like to tell me about the latest Overwatch?
So, funnily enough, Red, I was kind of in your position where I have a friend, Trick, who really enjoyed the times we had together playing Overwatch before I stopped playing because I kind of just got, broader friend group thing, but it got to the point where there was a threshold where people were actually getting invested and taking the game seriously and getting better, and I was not, and I was starting to have less fun. Versus when we first started out, and it was just like, fun new, shooter that we're all playing. So I kind of silently just kind of stopped playing, and then eventually everyone else got kind of mad with how that game evolved, and they stopped playing shortly thereafter, too. But I have a friend, Trick, who really liked playing Overwatch with everyone, and constantly, when Overwatch 2 came out, I was like, maybe we should all get back together, and all of us were like, no. Then suddenly, Marvel Rivals comes out, and he's like, okay, come on, guys, what are you saying? We're all like, okay, fine. But I was kind of reluctant at first, and then I started playing, and I was like, fuck. You know what? The first few weeks of Overwatch 1 were actually pretty fun. And this is that exact same feeling. It's shamelessly the same style of game in terms of modes. You have different, like, heroes that you choose between. They have 3 different roles. There's, like, the attackers, the support specialists, and then, like, healers or whatever.
Their names are Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist.
Yeah.
Which, if for those who want the translation, that is tank, DPS, healer.
Yes. I have one character I like to play in each of those classes. I need to broaden my horizons quite a bit, though. I need to play around with more of the cast. I'm just kind of, for whatever reason, stuck to 3. I have every now and again, my Venom is really cracked. It's very bizarre that ended up being the one that, like, I latched onto. But yeah, it's fun. Like, Spider-Man and Venom and stuff can, like, swing around with the webs to move around and be really annoying. Iron Man can fly. But, like, they're very obviously based on different Overwatch characters. Like, nobody plays exactly the same, but you can tell, like, which one is supposed to be which. Like, Luna Snow,
when I see Venom, they are obviously based.
Yeah, true. Like, Luna Snow, the healer, is obviously like a Lucio type, where she just kind of passively heals people by, like, being in the vicinity of them, and that sort of thing. Or actually, no, I might be thinking...
you're
alt
right.
works.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right. I've seen the clips.
Yes. Well, because she can also shoot her teammates to heal them as well, so
She skates around. It's Lucio.
Yeah, and her ult allows you to, like, either buff people or heal them. So yeah, that's been fun. I hope they learned the lessons that Overwatch did not, where if you listen to the people who are, like, the competitive hardcore ranked grinders, your game will get worse to the average person who is coming to this mostly because it's an accessible shooter that, like, if you're not that great at shooting people, you can kind of find something else to do and still be a benefit and useful asset to the team. I feel like Overwatch got really bad at that, where part of the reason that I was like, I don't really want to play Overwatch anymore, is it felt like anytime there's a character that had something cool that didn't have to do with, like, Sweatlord FPS competitive, like, being really good at aiming and shooting, they, like, sanded it down and made it more about aiming and shooting, and it just kind of became more of a generic shooter over time with, like, special powers. And I hope that they're smart enough to know that's probably not what the people playing this want. But we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I will nonetheless not be hopping on the Marvel game.
I will also not be Marvel.
I don't give a fuck about any... it's like... Oh, Iron Man's there. I'm like, oh... Okay.
Yeah.
I think I care. I have more investment in characters from Apex than I do in Marvel characters.
No, that's fair. I mean, Pathfinder's there.
Pathfinder's there.
Speaking of shooting.
Speaking of shooting.
I thought you were going to turn this into speaking of Pathfinder.
Oh, no. I haven't been playing Pathfinder in a minute, unfortunately. But, speaking of shooting, I've spent way more time than I anticipated with the Synduality Echo of Ada open network test, which is now closed to anyone who did not pre-order the game, which I did because I ended up having so much fun with it.
Damn.
So I know for a fact while the podcast was airing, I checked out the first few episodes of the tie-in anime that is a sequel but released like a year before, Synduality Noir. I can't remember if I even talked about it on the podcast because it was so, like, just kind of whatever. Like, okay, this is certainly a modern mecha anime.
I have seen the one clip.
Yes.
Yes.
Famous for having a leading AI girl who has a split personality, and the visual indicator for this is she goes from white skin to dark skin. which is a choice.
Yeah. Okay, Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, it's something. And hey, I'll have access to both personalities because it's one of the pre-order bonuses.
Also on that note, they announced a new voice actor for a One Piece character. I wonder who it could be. Oh no.
But yeah, so Synduality Echo of Ada is a game that I think is kind of doomed to fail, and I think they made a game that nobody really wants for the target demographic they made it for. It's an extraction shooter, which I'm not sure if either of you are familiar with the term.
I've heard the term, I just don't know what it implies.
So extraction shooters are kind of came out around the same time as, like, shooters were getting experimental with, like, big player counts and, like, larger, like, vast open maps. And the entire idea about extraction shooters is that everyone kind of comes in at a different time. Like, there's not really, like, a round start, I don't typically think, in this genre. At the very least, this isn't how this one works. This is kind of the first one I've played, so I'm kind of piecing together what I know from other friends' experiences with the genre and me playing this, but there's a big open map with a bunch of stuff to loot and, like, stuff to grab so that you can craft better gear, get better, guns and armor, that sort of thing, and like, healing items, all that. So everyone's kind of scavenging around for these good drops, and then you have to extract out to keep your stuff, which you can only do at certain designated points on the map, which obviously other players know as well, so they can be like little vultures and wait around the extraction points and then try to steal your shit before you escape. And there's a lot of mind games that come with that, where suddenly you're looting through a dangerous part of the map, and then you have to map out, like, well, how do I get out of here safely? And more importantly, where can I go where I have a feeling either it's going to be less populated by enemy players, or, I can just overpower them, or I have a good vantage point to, like, kill them if I need to, sort of thing. The problem is I don't actually think anyone who wants, like, an anime-inspired, like, mech game seems to really want that sort of intense PvP shooter. The vast majority of comments I'm seeing on YouTube or on Reddit or, like, anything revolving around this game is, oh, well, I was interested, but I don't want to put in all the work to get stuff to make my mech better, and then someone just shoots me and then I lose all that progress. Which is fair. Like, obviously that's not someone's style of... That's not going to be everyone's style of, like, playing a game like this. I, on the other hand, as someone who's pretty new to the genre, been having a ton of fun with it. There's a cool bounty system in place where, I guess I should say there are two factions that are in the game, and also they're kind of divided up by the two different maps you can go to. You start out as an association member, which is supposed to be like the friendly faction. Everyone helps each other out. You're not really supposed to PvP. If you kill too many other players, even if it's accidental, they kick you out, and then you join the bandit faction. And the bandit faction are for the PvP sickos that want to kill other players. And when you do that, not only do you not get, penalized for stealing their shit and killing other people and taking their loot and stuff, but also you get a bounty placed on your head, and then other players can hunt you down, and then if they kill you, they get a big payout for it. So you're kind of putting a target on your back, but you get to live life without consequences. And you get kicked to the... there's a northern map, which is supposed to be more of a beginner area.
So what we're saying is you get to live up to your family name and face full life consequences.
Yes. But yeah, there's like a northern map, which is the beginner area that has slightly less better loot, but it's supposed to be where all the people that are with the association go. But there's always that every time you meet someone, it's like, well, are they going to shoot me in the back or not? Who could say what the other players are thinking? Especially because there is some leeway. Like, you don't get kicked out after one kill. You could kill someone, be on good behavior for a few missions, and then your record is, like, expunged. And you're back in good standing. And then the southern map is a lot more intense. I should also say there are monsters throughout the map that you have to worry about, and also periodically there's acid rain that will rain down, and you have a dedicated second health bar that's all about seeking shelter from the rain, and, like, it'll decay through your mech's armor. So there'll be fun times too where you're in a shootout with somebody and then it starts raining and both of you just kind of stop and go, okay, we got to go inside and think about if we want to continue this gunfight actually. So there's a lot of cool environmental factors like that. And I've been having a ton of fun. The one concern I do have is that the last time I streamed this game, I was in a position where, and to be fair, part of this is because we're in a period where the beta is now only open to people who have actively pre-ordered. But I went to go into the map to achieve my missions, because you also have like single player missions kind of where like you have tasks to do on the map, like find 5 of this type of drop, or excavate 3 type of like this crystal or whatever. So I was going around trying to do that. None of the items I needed were spawning. So I decided to try to get claim bounties either on other players or like the NPC bandits that they spawn in. None of those were spawning. So I basically just kind of wandered around for 2 hours trying to find things to do in a map that felt very devoid of players, and I was like, okay, player population might actually be kind of a problem in this game. So I'm a little bit worried, and I just feel like I feel like it's a shame, because when everyone was there and it was like the open part of the test, like it felt lively, it felt fun. You'd have these really tense situations where it's like, I'm overloaded on good cargo right now, and I have like 1,000 meters to go before I'm at the extraction point, and then you run into somebody and it's like, oh, are you going to be an asshole or are you going to be friendly and wave hello to me, and we just go our separate ways. And there's a lot of good emergent multiplayer moments between the like NPC enemy stuff and the players and the weather and the monsters and all that good stuff. But if there's not enough players around to justify it, I have a hard time recommending this game, which sucks because I really badly want this game to do well, but I just don't think that I don't think this is one that, like, the average mecha game person wants. I don't think they want a hardcore, like, kind of survivalist, like loot extraction shooter like this. I don't think that the audience mix is there, which is unfortunate, but I'm having a good time. I might go back and watch the anime, which is weird because it takes place 20 years after this game, I guess. But if it came out first, it probably isn't too spoilery, or I don't know if I should give too much of a shit, but I do recommend checking it out if you're maybe curious. I think the base game is like $40, which like isn't the worst, but also too, I think there's a lot of people that are like, well, if it was free to play, I'd play it, but it's not, so I'm skipping it, which is also fair. But yeah, I want to stream it more when it comes out, and I want to be there for the few weeks I feel like this game is going to be alive and active before it dies forever. So.
Putting Synduality like with Babylon's Fall, Badge of Honor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should get the. You know what? I need to buy it on PS5 too, so I can get the platinum. You're so right.
Oh no. Oh yeah. No. Mal,
as we all learned in the past couple weeks, platinum never loses its luster.
Platinum never loses its luster.
So true.
The last thing that I won't take too long on, but I did play Virtua Fighter 5 REVO. Mel and I streamed that actually, and then I also streamed it with my friend Jake. And I shockingly at low level VF5 play proved to be fairly adept in my inner circle of friends.
I noticed.
I have only heard this secondhand, but people have been mad.
Yeah, people were getting mad. They're like, I don't know what the fuck to do against you, and I'm just like, I'm over here just hitting buttons. My friends,
you could hear me say those words.
Yeah.
You can hear me say those words on a stream pod somewhere on his YouTube.
My friend Jake, known Tekken 8 player, who keeps getting like one ranked game away from reaching the top rank in that game and then losing. You hate to see it, but he eventually did actually put in proper practice and lab work learning Eileen, and that evened the playing ground pretty fast. But I still haven't done any work.
That in the process of accepting that the ground has been evened out, you had to make a point that he's never quite making it to the top rank of Tekken. You just had to sneak that in there, just be like, it's such a shame.
Listen, Clive came out. Clive's a problem. Clive's already won a tournament.
I have been saying Clive is a problem for about when that game come out, like a year and a half.
Yeah, about then. At some point in my life, I'll fucking finish that game. But
my ass is never.
No, you won't. You don't have to.
Yeah, I just listen. I want to be able to complete it so that when I do shit talk it, people can be like, "Oh, you only played so much."
Yeah, people can't be like, "Oh, you didn't play." No, but here's the thing. Here's what'll happen. They'll move the goalposts because you'll beat the game and you'll be like, "Yeah, I played it," and they'll be like, "Yeah, but did you like play it again with like the ranks on?"
True.
And were you spending loads of time in the combo lab? And I was like, no.
And my answer can be yes. I've done that in DMC, and it's a better game.
I think all my Action Frame friends are like, damn, it'd be nice if if FF16 had like any of the things that like the action games is trying to be had.
Remember when Final Fantasy used to just like make its own cool thing and not fucking copy other people's shit? I miss that.
Yeah.
They should do that again.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's been my week.
Maybe this is an advert for what is it? Neo Fantasian?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That game's
I do want to play that.
I gotta get that. I also want to play more Virtua Fighter, but I don't know how viable that'll be when I'm on my parents' Wi-Fi and not wired like I'm at my apartment. So
Wi-Fi is okay if you're close to the router.
Yeah.
So true.
So true.
Now the real question is, am I going to finish those last 2 episodes of Ergo Proxy by the end of the year? I still haven't done that.
Never.
Just it.
You can just
Xenogears it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll rewatch the series.
The whole show. Yeah.
I need you to finish off Xenogears just to see how close to the end you were.
Yeah. Listen, it's been long enough now that like I feel like I'll kind of forget where I was, and I'll feel better about it.
Uh-huh.
We'll
All right. Well, Mel, what have you been up to?
Yeah, so for the past couple weeks, it's mostly just been crunch time with exams and assignments.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also this past week specifically, we also had to watch Arc and Taro.
Yeah, we had quite a few episodes to watch.
Yeah. So I didn't have as much to do this week, but I got a couple things in. Squeeze a couple things. This past week I entered Kurosawa mode for the first time because I watched Rashomon.
That's a classic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, this is the part where Red edits the podcast to be black and white.
Yes, I have. Let me just. I'm gonna push some buttons. Let me beat boot. Add in some sound. Here we go.
Right.
The podcast is now black and white mode. We have entered Kurosawa mode.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Rashomon's sick.
Yeah, those samurai are so cool. That thing that Kurosawa definitely talks about.
Oh yeah, that bit in Rashomon where the bandit's like, yeah, we crossed swords like 80 times, and we get that whole flashback, and then we get like something that's maybe a little closer to the truth about what the fight was like.
Yeah. Obviously, Rashomon, the classic story of like different perspectives on a story, and none of them are like. There's always like a bit of like the same truth through all of them, but enough is different and contradictory you can't really piece together the whole truth.
Mm-hmm. And then the question. Go for it.
I didn't expect one of the testimonies to be the dead guy.
Yes,
and
it's so
like
good.
It's this ghost being like a spirit mediumed. The other thing I like is that every single person who gives the testimony, well, not everyone, but like everyone who gives like the official testimony is like, "Oh, I did it. It's me." But also every other part of the story is like self-serving to them.
Yes. good bit of irony there. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Kurosawa.
And yeah, you find out just all of them kind of suck in like their own ways.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's it's just well done. It's like obviously a small set. That's like, I think it's only 3 sets. And you have like the 3 main stories and then the 4th one that's like maybe closer to the truth, but also the other person has their own reasons for hiding things, even though they're quote unquote objective observer. And yeah, I feel like there's a weirdness to the way the movie seems to end in a preachy way almost, but on the whole, pretty good. It's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
It is interesting to me that I found out, like, doing the research, there's like apparently the movie that made the Western world like aware of Japanese cinema.
Okay.
Because it was like well, first of all, there's like, for whatever reason, there's like the singular movie that Kurosawa made with Daiei Films instead of with Toho, which is the usual guy. Because like before that he was like a Toho person, but then there was like the strike going on, so he briefly left them. And they made this with Daiei, and then after this movie came out and it was a big hit kind of globally, he kind of went back to Toho. But basically Daiei just like secretly, without telling anyone, just like submitted the film to like a Venice Film Festival.
Oh, I see.
And apparently, like in Japan, the movie had middling reviews, like, "Oh, this isn't real Japanese cinema." And meanwhile, on the West, everyone was like, "Damn, this is pretty sick."
Japan goated.
Yeah. But yeah, it is fun. All the different characters get all the different moments, and like there's like subtleties and different portrayals between them in the different testimonies.
I think maybe my favorite aspect of this is how evil the bandit depicts himself, and then in other depictions he's like you should be nice to your wife.
Yes. Like, he does like a terrible thing, but also
yes,
there's ambiguity there, because there's like
he's got this bravado, this machismo about him in his version that is like not present in other the other characters' depictions of him.
Like there's like always just like so much. There's definitely a degree of misogyny in the movie, but like there's like like he commits like an offense against a woman, but it's like how much there's variations in the stories of how much she was like actually reciprocating it, which leads to the samurai being like varying degrees of terrible to her. And then like she's like, "Oh well, you guys aren't real men because neither of you are like killing each other over me."
Honestly, get him.
Girl boss.
Absolute. This is big Tomino fan. Here's this character description. Goes, oh, that's she's cool.
The final fight being one that neither of them want this, but
it's
feel
such
they
a
have
good
to.
fight.
It's
so
like
sick.
It's so sick because of just how like embarrassing and like flailing it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, we have to kill each other for no reason. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty good. Obviously, classic film.
Yeah, I think them getting the medium to get the samurai's testimony, like, to what happened is the point of the movie that I was like, oh, this is like a whole nother level. Because like you always hear like this like Rashomon like told of as this thing about like, oh, the differing perspectives or whatever, but then nobody, I feel like it's either assumed or nobody just really gets into like even the victim of the murder himself is subject to subjectivity, right?
Yes.
It's good.
And it's like great. There's subjectivity both as like your own person, and also like the lies you tell yourself and others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even as a ghost.
Yes. Even as a ghost, you have your pride.
Yeah.
And it makes you an asshole.
Yeah. But yeah. A spicy take, Rashomon, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, I was so, like, moved by, like, oh, classic cinema. Like, this is the power of film. I need to go to the theater. I need to go...
Witness real cinema.
I need to go see real cinema in the theater. Go catch a local matinee, which is why I'm here to talk about... the same day, I went and saw... Peak Cinema, the new Hollywood blockbuster, Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
How was Sonic Adventure 2 the movie?
A lot more Sonic Adventure 2 than I expected.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
City Escape.
No, unfortunately.
No!
I mean, there's they do a bike chase at least, but that's not the same
Do
thing.
they at least have Live and Learn?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course they do.
They got one.
In fact, that may have triggered a lawsuit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind
yeah.
of
That's
I
right.
assumed Live and Learn was in the movie because it was in the news. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
That's right, I did see that.
I do think this might be the best one of these. And anyway, I've liked the other ones. But there's a degree to which, I enjoy them, but also Brad, you've seen the first one at least, right?
Yeah, I've only
Yeah.
seen the first. I still need to watch the second and Knuckles.
Like, I'm not watching Knuckles. Heard there's some like rants and shit in that one, but
Oh,
Wait, was there a Knuckles movie?
there was the Knuckles TV miniseries.
Oh, I did. Okay, I didn't even hear about that.
But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed them. Like, obviously they're a bit weird because like Sonic is Sonic Isekai basically, and like they have like this token human character guys who they're weird, but I do enjoy them in the end. Like they grow on you. I think like 2 gets contentious because like there's like a whole like the human side plot involves like a wedding that nobody cares about because everyone wants the Sonic stuff.
yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, I do get it, but also I didn't bother me as much when I watched it. Most because I think like the first movie endeared me to the main couple enough that I was like, okay, I'm okay with this. But I also understand why, like, if you're going to see Sonic 2, you don't want to necessarily see those things take up screen time.
Now, the trailer for this one made it seem like they were all in on the Sonic and Friends stuff. Is that
this is definitely the case? Like obviously the human characters like that, like sort of like part of like the Sonic family, I guess you call it. Like, Tom and like his wife are like major characters that are like involved in the
Sonic
plot.
character Tom.
Yeah,
And his wife.
I forgot her name, but they're like, the plot is definitely all in, like, it's definitely a Sonic plot this time, and like the degree to which the other characters are involved are still like for Sonic plot reasons. Obviously you have like the Shadow's backstory with all the stuff.
Do they kill the girl?
They do, but they cop out a bit because she doesn't get shot. There's a misfired gun that causes an explosion where she dies.
Oh, okay.
Boo!
Okay.
Yeah.
Remake the movie. Everyone was literally every Sonic fan I know was like, they better shoot that little girl in the movie.
Yeah. She does die though. All the same, she does die because of a gun. But
How is Keanu Reeves' performance as Shadow the Hedgehog?
you know what? Pretty good. It is a weird thing to think about Keanu as Shadow the same way it's weird to think about Idris Elba as Knuckles. But
I bet he makes a better Hedgehog than an Armored Core pilot.
I've seen the clips. It's not
fucking
good.
dog shit. There's a reason I didn't talk about it. I hate that fucking show.
anyway,
Yes, continue.
yeah. So yeah, it's pretty good. There's like they do some interesting stuff with like first off they lay off the themes of the movie immediately, where Tom and Sonic stumble upon like Sonic's original home, and like he has like his old like his owl parent from when he was a child, who he lost, and then Tom gives us like, oh, it's you didn't let the pain change who you are. It's because you have family that you are the hedgehog you are. Imagine if you didn't, and it cuts the shadow. I know. So it's very it's a case.
Did you say
obviously.
walking in Tokyo?
Yes.
Okay.
I never, but like, I guess this is okay. I've been out of the Sonic game for a while, but to me, there's always been like a big differentiating factor between classic Sonic and like modern Sonic, where classic Sonic's all about like Mobius and like the wacky like fantasy-ish land. And then starting with Adventure, you get like the more modern.
Mobius was like exclusively Sega America.
That was an American thing, right? Yeah,
yes,
but I guess more broadly than that, like it's taking place in more fantastical platformer, like mascot platformer land, and then Adventure they ground it more.
Yeah, and like the degree to which those things are like blended is more like as time goes on.
Yeah.
There's just don't think about it too much, but it is like like I think the way it's like shown is like the movie continuity at least. The Sonic world you think of is the other world, so this is more like the human world, and like they do spend a bunch of the movie in Tokyo and then in London for the set pieces. It's a modern kids movie, I guess, so you have to have like a explicit we're just putting licensed music in here now.
Yeah.
Because that's a comedy, I guess, question mark.
That's how it works, yeah.
It's how it
play
works.
Song, that's a joke.
Yeah. They do something interesting where you have like obviously Sonic has Shadow, but they also do the same thing for Eggman, where like Gerald Robotnik is a living character as opposed to a posthumous one, like in Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Like it's enjoyable. I mean, it's it's Jim Carrey playing himself. Jim Carrey playing both Robotniks, so he's bouncing off himself basically. Which gets really weird because it's like some of their interactions, like oh, my long lost family member who is just like me, and then it goes into like there's a degree to which it's like almost homoerotic in the way that they goes about it.
What?
Damn.
Huh? And it's like this is like in-universe incestuous, but out-of-universe self-cestuous question mark. I don't know what they're doing here.
Damn.
I mean, it's like obviously like kids movie tame, but like it still made me go. Then there's like an energy to this which feels weird. But yeah, I like the Shadow stuff. Like I like how they handle like Sonic briefly as like gets angry and is like has to like overcome. Oh no, I can't be like Shadow, and then Shadow's like, well, I can't be like Shadow either. I should be good. Like the Sonic Adventure 2 thing where he becomes the hero. This is who I am.
And then live and learn plays.
Yes. And like they save the day. There's like a there's this big laser because that's the Sonic Adventure 2 thing. Obviously I'm not gonna spoil the movie. Obviously, I'm just gonna say you expect the beats. There's they do. It's a lot more focused on the Sonic stuff, and they do it pretty well, I think.
They better blow up that fucking moon.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
You have to go see the movie to see if they fulfill the promise of Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
But, next up, was it Sonic? I don't know.
Battle.
What was it?
There's Battle.
I did see like the next preview. I don't want to spoil who's in it. You can look it up. But in a way, it's like both. Like I popped off, and at the same time, I'm like, it is funny they choose to introduce these characters after Shadow, given.
Oh, is it like Rouge and okay?
No. I'm not gonna tell you. I type in the chat.
But they are teasing like this isn't the end of like a trilogy.
Yeah.
They're doing more.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's more just like for various reasons. I'm just like, it's interesting that these characters come in like after Shadow. Anyway, it's these ones. If you were,
do I click? I'll click. Oh, you know what? Okay, one of these I expected to be in movie 2.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, one of these just feels like, oh, you should have been here a lot sooner than the fourth movie.
Yeah, huh.
But, you know, they look cool. I'm glad they're here. And the other one also, they do a good job with them. Looking forward to what they do. It's weird that these movies are good and enjoyable. I mean, obviously, not everyone likes them, but, you know, I like them. Also, for whatever reason, just realizing, oh yeah, like, Eggman's assistant Stone is a good character. He's just a fun guy, inclusion. I like him.
You know what they need to do is Tom needs to have a kid. And, like, have him grow up, and that kid's name is Chris. And then they do the
Sonic X?
Yes, they do the space opera Sonic X story arc with the weird fucking plant girl.
Hell yeah.
I do not know enough about Sonic to understand.
There is a.
I will survive.
The anime really loses the plot at some point, and it becomes a planet hopping space opera on a spaceship.
Oh, okay.
It's really dumb.
Honestly, I think Sonic Space Opera is good, actually.
Okay.
Conceptually. I haven't seen it.
Conceptually, you could have fun with it. They should do Sonic Battle. Get my boy Emerald in there. They should probably not do that. I don't think there's enough sauce there.
I think there is like a degree to which it's like movies being movies, it's hard to like put in like all the Sonic cast unless you're like at like MCU levels of like movies.
Yeah, and now I'm like, well, would it be weird to do Sonic Adventure 1 after you kind of did 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The order they did this is weird, but you know, we'll see how it goes.
It was the year of Shadow.
Yeah.
It was.
I heard Shadow Generations is pretty good.
I also heard this.
They should do Sonic Mania, but like instead of classic Sonic, it's the weird freak pre-production everyone hated Sonic model.
Okay. When you say should,
I guess I mean Generations, not Mania. But...
It's funny how like people memory hold that grotesque original Sonic model, because then the movie came out with like a good-looking Sonic, and then the movies did well, and they kept making and now it's like somehow like the movies, I feel like there's a sense that the movies are part of like Sonic's current success at the moment, like just in terms of like confidence and the direction it's going. Well, yeah. You should go play Sonic Adventure 2.
There have been more Sonic games. I can't confidently say there have been more Sonic games than Mario games in the last 5 years. I can't say that.
I feel it depends on what you count as a Mario game.
Yeah, because Mario's name's on a lot of shit.
Like if you count
Mario
sports,
should take his name off. Mario puts his name on shit like Urobuchi puts his name on anime.
Yeah, if you want to count sports stuff, it's probably harder to argue. But if you're just kind of mainline Mario, then yeah, Sonic's probably gonna beat. Because like the last mainline, the last mainline Mario game was Odyssey, but there's obviously been like Bowser's Fury as an addition.
I think Wonder is probably.
Oh yeah, Wonder. I forgot Wonder. Yeah, well, there's Wonder, there's Odyssey, and there's Bowser's Fury.
Let's not forget Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
You're so true. I need the fucking new Donkey Kong game. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's me.
I'm playing King of Dragon Pass.
Are there Rabbids in that?
Close.
Oh, okay.
They're little duck guys. They're not. But you know, they're a little mascot guys.
Maybe I need to play it. They have Scrimblows.
Yeah.
These are fucking. Hang on. Let me find these little. I'm gonna send you this screenshot of the duck people.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna find them Scrimblow adjacent, but
if you like Scrimblows, why do you hate UP so much?
This duck on the right looks like
morose.
Yeah.
He's like, Father, forgive me, I have sinned.
Yeah.
I have to go back to the old me.
Like this.
I have to send you one more screenshot of the ducks. I have to send you this next screenshot of the fucking ducks.
Jesus Christ. I was okay.
I'm with the guy on the left.
I was expecting like a Howard the Duck sort of vibe, and instead I got a canticle for Leibowitz.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. This is
All
a Sonic
Shadow.
movie. All Hail Shadow.
Yeah.
Heroes rise again.
Absolutely.
Obliterating anything that's not your friend.
Did you have anything else?
No, I've had a busy week.
In which case, we can talk about Ultraman.
Because when there's nothing left to lose, you win.
Yeah. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Let
me tell you about silence. Let me tell you about episode 32 of Ultraman Taro, Wintry Wind Kaiju, Matasaburo of the Wind, featuring Winter Wind Kaiju Guron. Kenichi and his friends are observing clouds with a telescope, and Kenichi, good boy that he is, invites Don-chan to join in. Who is Don-chan? He's a weird kid who doesn't speak and is always moving from school to school because of his father's work. And, crucially, he's the kind of kid who likes kaiju more than Ultraman.
I felt called out at this very moment.
It's true. Don-chan takes one look through the telescope and waves, and Kenichi and Ko are like, well, what did you see? And one by one they look through the telescope, see a giant kaiju eye, and then scream and fall over. Suddenly, a storm arrives from the northeast. Zat detects life in the storm. It's a kaiju. Zat launches. On their way to safety, Kenichi and Don-chan get stopped by a kid who's like, Don-chan summoned that kaiju. And
Wait, can we rewind real quick? I just wanted... So, when the storm starts to come in, there's like a teacher, like some adult from the school or whatever, comes to the roof and is like, kids, it's too windy to be on the roof right now. We got to get to safety. And they all walk off, and Don-chan just stands there. It's really evocative. I like it a lot.
he's chill. He's hanging out. Don-chan's just vibing.
Because also, too, the fact that Kenichi and him are then walking back home together later implies that at some point in that group, they were like, wait a minute. He's still up there. They had to go back and retrieve him.
It would be Kenichi there. Kenichi's a good kid.
Yeah.
Kenichi and Don-chan get stopped by a kid who's like, Don-chan summoned that kaiju. And Kenichi's like, no, are you stupid? And then gets beat up for sticking up for Don-chan.
And Don-chan
Don-chan returns the favor by summoning leaves on the wind to blind the other children. He floats down from a tree with an umbrella, and the narrator's like, that doesn't work! Children, do not try this at home! It doesn't work! And Kenichi is like, Don-chan, did you summon this storm kaiju, given that you have wind powers? At this point, the kaiju Guron appears and starts wrecking shit with his wind attack. He inhales and it inflates him, and then he breathes out and he deflates.
Various guy's fetish.
Hey, listen, it's just true. Zat seems to defeat the kaiju, but its shadow escapes and picks up Kenichi and Don-chan on its head. Kenichi convinces Don-chan to attack the kaiju, and they stab it in the head a bunch with Kenichi's got. There's a word.
The triangle thingy for math class.
Yeah, it's not protractor. It's another thing. It's something.
I was gonna say protractor.
I can't remember. But the point is, big triangle ruler thing. He stabs the kaiju in the head a bunch, and Don-chan's got the umbrella, and Kenichi's like, Don-chan, you're stabbing the kaiju. You really didn't summon it. Where am I?
Kenichi is like the mascot or best friend character in a Persona game or something who's talking on behalf of the silent protagonist.
Yeah. True. Kotaro plugs Guron's mouth with the condor and then shoots missiles down its throat. Kenichi and Don-chan use the umbrella to glide down to safety. Kotaro turns into Taro and uses his barely disguised fetish powers to plug Guron's mouth once again, and then it inflates and floats away until it pops. Goodbye, Guron. You were very silly. The next day, it turns out Don-chan has transferred out to a school in the northeast. Kenichi sees his umbrella floating on the wind, though, and yells for him. He hears Don-chan say that he likes Ultraman more than Kaiju now. The wind dies down. Don-chan is gone. Zat can't see anything, and the lieutenant says, "Just because we can't see it doesn't mean nothing's there. Once you grow up, there are things you can't see anymore." The end.
I have a weird fondness for this episode that I don't know that I can easily explain.
You can't justify it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not like necessarily a great episode, but it has a good energy, and it feels like it fits in with like the fairy tale vibe that Taro is ostensibly about.
Yeah,
so I appreciate it on that front.
I like this kid just being a weird elemental spirit of the air that just kind of happens upon Kenichi's class. And how that, like, it feels like he's not a kaiju or an alien. He's just this separate thing that shows up from place to place and disappears.
He's like a Zangil.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah. It's also a nice side of a Kenichi-centric episode.
Yeah.
I like the bit at the end where, like, Kotaro and Kijima are like, "Can you say anything?" "Nah." And Aragaki is just staring there, like, for a minute, and is like, "Yeah, I can't either."
Yeah, I like his little bit about, like, because he's trying. You can tell he's trying. He's like, I can't see it, but,
effort,
like,
yeah.
That's just, life will do that to you.
Yeah, it's both a good bit, like, as a joke, as like a punchline, but also he, like, turns it into something nice at the end, too. So it's like...
This little element makes me think him and Ide would get on. They got this sensibility about what the job does to you.
I thinking about the fascistic undertones of that kid who's like, that kid likes kaiju more than Ultraman. We have to beat him up.
There is but there is a general. So we have two ideas here. One is don't beat up the Don-chans of the world. Don't do that. That's cruel. But also, if we're nice to the Don-chans, they might come over to the side of good. That's the parallel feeling about Don-chan, about the Don-chans of the world, is we have to convert them.
Yeah. Jesuits at work.
Absolutely.
Because that's more of the episode. Is just like, he does just see the light.
Exactly.
Never forget, this is a Catholic show.
This is a Catholic show, always. I had a great time with this episode. I very much appreciate, just like from the... I really liked the... once again, a touch of Ultraman flexing its horror muscles a little bit with the eye in the sky.
Yeah.
Through the telescope. That was like... I was just like, oh, hell yeah, this is that classic shit.
It doesn't make sense, but also neither did, like, the similar shot in the second episode of Arc, but there's, like, the scene where you almost get, like, a first-person view of, like, the kaiju looking at Kenichi and Gonchin descending. And that was a cool shot.
Yeah. Just the general, like, kind of whimsical thing of, like, floating down on the umbrella, being interrupted by the narrator saying, "No, this is whimsy. Don't try this." It was so good.
You could feel the conversation that was happening where someone's like, fuck, this could actually cause an accident if kids try to do this. We need to put something over this.
Japanese Don Draper in a
I feel like Don-chan's design reminds me of, like, there's a type of yokai that's like a umbrella monster, and I feel like his design evokes that.
Yeah, that thing. I know what you're talking about.
I looked it up. It's called the Kasa Obake.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look this up. Kasa Obake. Okay. Ooh, I like this.
There's a monster. One of the early monsters of Monster Hunter Rise is based off this thing.
I like this a lot. This is cool.
Yeah.
I like the one. I like the eye and the big. This is tongue season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Taro is out of tongue season, so we can't.
Yeah, we couldn't
we can't
use
have
that.
this kaiju.
We wasted that on an episode title. Didn't use it.
Exactly. Rip. Who made this episode?
This episode was made by Masanori Kake and then written by Bumpei Ai.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I forgot what else has he done. Like, what are the other stuff he's done?
Some of the stuff he has done includes I Can Beat a Monster Too, which is the one whose kid's dad is the like the illustrated board narrator that he's embarrassed by. And then he also did. I want to say he's done at least one more, maybe not.
I felt like I remember.
Did you do an
his
episode in
name
Ultra Show? Or...
Oh wait, no. I think he may have been the one that has the pseudonyms going on.
Okay.
The Kiyoshi Ohara, which means he also did the like koala baby one.
Okay. Cool. Mel.
Yeah, special effects director is Kiyosumi Fukuzawa, and Guron is sculpted by Exact Productions. Design docs for this do exist, but we don't actually know who designed it. Some books seem to attribute it to Akira Takahashi, though. I don't know who that is, though. It probably came out sometime, though.
I quite like this. Oh,
I'll keep worse track of these guys than Brad is of his guys.
That is okay. I quite like this kaiju. I think this kaiju's fun. It's just got a very simple mechanical gimmick that I think is used effectively in the episode.
It's like a Mega Man boss.
Oh,
Yeah,
I do want to clarify. Bumpei Ai is not the same as Kiyohide Ohara. I just double checked. So different guys.
Cool. The I think that a lot of times with kaiju, what we get a themed kaiju, and then it has fire breath.
Yeah,
like it just
like
has
Eleking.
some kind of. It just has some that's
Eleking,
an extreme example.
The
but
kaiju
yes,
of the moon, the Galaking.
the kaiju of the moon, Eleking, with its fire attacks. Ignore its name. But yeah, we sometimes get kaiju that feel like they just have. They have attacks that, like, you know, they have the equipment to do this type of thing right now. And it just doesn't feel very thought out. This has like this is a storm kaiju. It has a big breath attack. It inflates and it deflates, and if you plug its mouth, it can't exhale.
I do feel it's weird. The title is called Wintry Wind Monster. But
yeah, the wintry wind monster.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Matasaburo of the wind, the winter wind kaiju Guron.
I like its design. It's a neat monster.
Mm-hmm. Its big one eye.
Yeah.
Like the umbrella thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one. I think the effect on it breathing in is actually quite good. Like the actual like expansion of this. We're just gonna talk around the fetish content of the mechanics of this, but like it is like it's an expansion kaiju, and I think the actual special effect on it is pretty good. Yeah, I'm a Guron fan.
You know what it kind of feels like? It's like someone making, pitching episode ideas is like, man, remember the end of Rodan? Let's do that shit.
There are some good wind effects in this episode.
Oh, yes, we get our favorite rooftop tiles whipping off the roof. Yeah, which, going back to, like, Balunga, when we were just like, this shit fucking hits.
It's weird, watching the batch this week, because it's been, like, 2 weeks. I'm just like, oh, yeah, 70s Ultraman just feels entirely different from, like, 2020's Ultraman.
Yes. Yeah. There's something... I'll be curious to see what the difference is between this and, like, 90s Ultraman versus, like, 90s Ultraman and modern Ultraman.
I'm excited to get
weird.
to 90s Ultraman.
90s Ultraman is such a crapshoot to me, because I'm, like, judging by the period and style of the time, are they gonna try to, like... It could go any which way for me. Like, is it going to try to go for, like, the more grounded, like, mature, like sort of thing that seemed to be in vogue, or is it going to be like the no, we're standing, like we're going to be the one that stays classic? You know what I mean? Because that also feels like it could be a very Ultraman thing to do. Or is it kind of...
the only thing I feel like I know, and I might not know this, it might not be truth, but like this might be a 7 guys situation. But like I feel like just from osmosis, I think that one of the 90s Ultramans is like the best one that people think is the best Ultraman. Or like one of.
Interesting.
So
I've seen the big tentpole 90s Ultraman, so I will not speak.
Okay.
But I am excited to revisit them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that I have the context of the older shows.
I don't even, off the top of my head, I don't know what they're called.
There's Tiga.
There's a Zerth.
Oh, you don't know Gaia?
Oh fuck yes! How could I
scientist
forget?
Type. Listeners, hang on, let me...
I'm glad that guy is both like consistently making comments that you're able to fish.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
He doesn't know the cultural impact he's making because of us.
He wishes he had a different cultural impact. He wishes he could convince Tsuburaya to make the shows that he wants them to make.
Yeah.
Do we have anything more to say about episode 32 of Ultraman Taro?
I feel like this episode is like a good... If you need to like sum up the vibe of Taro in one episode compared to the rest of the series we've watched thus far, I feel like this is a good contender.
You think it's like the good platonic ideal of Taro?
Yeah, like just in terms of feel... Like, maybe this isn't the most fairy tale-ish one that you could pull, but it definitely is, like, adjacent enough.
I mean, it's enough, and it also is, like, it's, like, the fact that it's isn't all the way in one... It's, like, I guess it's, like, 1 foot inside, foot out, makes it more, I guess, like, honest, I guess, than, like, one... if you show them, like, a, fucking Cinderella episode of Taro, that'd be, like, damn, this is weird. But also, if you show them, like, if there was something like a, classic Return of Ultraman style episode, that'd also not be representative.
And just, like the amount of I feel like tonally and the amount of fun being had on set are both like, that's what I'm pulling from. I'm just like, yeah, this feels like a Taro episode.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on to the main event this week, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Episodes I had a lot of fun with for completely different reasons.
Yes. Episodes 33 and 34. Episode 33 is called... This is a two-parter. Episode 33 is called 5 Seconds Before the Great Explosion of the Land of Ultra. This is false advertising.
They did not fucking do that.
No.
They did not fucking do that. Featuring Nemesis, Alien Tempera, and the 5 Ultra Brothers. No, dearest listener, I would like you to note, this is not Alien Emperor from the history of Ultraman.
Not.
It's explicitly not that. It's Tempera. It's completely different. Alien Tempera wants to destroy the land of Ultra, but a little toy monkey with symbols tells him, "Nuh-uh, no point. all the Ultra Brothers are out. They're on Earth." And Alien Tempera is like, "Oh, well, that's good news. To Earth. We'll wipe out the Ultra Brothers in one fell swoop." No, we won't. On Earth, Kotaro welcomes the Ultra Brothers in their human forms. Hokuto is here, but a reminder, we all have to remember that Hokuto himself is actually dead. This is Ace wearing the guise of Hokuto. This is very important. It's important to remember that where Go fused with Knee-Man or Shin-Man or whatever they're calling him this week, Hokuto did... Shut the fuck. Hokuto did no such fucking thing. He fucking died and will never come back. Rest in piss.
Yeah.
Zoffy isn't here yet, but the brothers start without him, because fuck Zoffy, I guess. Jesus.
It's because he doesn't have a host, so he doesn't have like a person.
He doesn't have a human form. They are all in... Can we get a rating on these fits?
They're amazing.
Yeah, I'd give it like a 8.5.
Yeah, they're all in.
Cowboy outfits.
It's like cowboy. It's like cowboy monk robes.
Yeah.
Is the way
Yeah,
I
it's
describe
like
the
cowboy
feel.
adjacent. It's crazy.
This is what the Jedi robes should have been.
But like, I need you all to know, because like Hokuto is like that skin mask is the same because obviously dead flesh doesn't change. But
yeah.
Like Hayata looks like he's been kicking his feet up on the couch watching the TV for the past like 10 years.
I mean, listen, it's
King.
been like 8 years since he's been
Yeah.
in the show.
Well,
I guess he was in Return, but
Go looks like he's been surviving off the wilderness in a cave.
he's
Spear hunting.
He's adopted the 70s haircut.
Yes, but like he has like wandering, like he has like wandering like warrior going town to town and solving problems vibes to him with the long hair.
Alternatively, he's like on the cover of a romance novel.
Yes, but the hair is incredible.
I'd watch that show. I'd read that novel.
I am a big fan of long-haired, unkempt Go in weird cowboy monk robes. It's a good look.
Yeah.
And
Dan is here too.
So
Dan's here too. He looks the same.
Dan's here too. Dan is Dan. So the gang do not get much time to hang out because here's Zoffy.
I mean,
He's got news.
to be fair, the sun does start to set by the time they're like eating.
Oh, okay.
They're just
Well,
chilling,
never mind
having a
then.
barbecue.
They're chilling, they're having a barbecue
so
on
funny.
the coast.
Yeah, they pick like a random little like weird rocky, craggy like coast like
And
kind of
for whatever reason, like it's like imprinting the Ultras are just like, we have to chill here for like the rest of this stretch of episodes. Like,
I'm just like this seems like such an annoying place to have a cookout. I don't know why they picked this.
It means that first of all, Kotaro has to have picked this, which means that he has agonized personally over what the best place for Ultra beings to have a barbecue is.
Yeah.
All right, Zoffy is here. He's got news.
I just want to say that Zoffy shows up with like a 1 second flyby. It's really funny. It just goes so fast.
Alien Tempera is attacking the Earth. Uh-oh. It would be too dangerous for all 6 of them to fight Tempera in Tokyo. It would cause widespread destruction. So here's the plan. Taro fights on his own and lures Tempera out here, away from the city, to get jumped by the other 5 Ultra Brothers. Perfect plan. It doesn't fucking work. Tempera's like, I'm not an idiot. I see what you're doing. I'm gonna destroy Tokyo until your brothers show up. The brothers will not be showing up. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Taro gets owned. He's getting wrecked. He's like, where are my brothers? Why are they letting me get owned? They refuse to show up. For the safety of Tokyo and for the sake of Taro himself, who needs to learn not to rely on his brothers so much. But they want to help a little, so like, what can we do? Okay, here's the plan. We steal the bodies of the men in Zat, plus 1 dude scientist, because living in a girl's body is icky, so we can't use Morimiya.
And because the other captain was just not here.
Yeah, then we keep a close eye on Taro and sort of encourage him in our own special way. Perfect plan. It doesn't fucking work. They guilt Taro into trying to fight Tempera on his own again, and he gets owned a second time. The brothers are like, well, it's time to step in. However, Kotaro has found a little Ultra Ball. It's a toy this one kid called Eiichi has in these episodes.
Yeah, he's the professor's son.
Yeah, there's a whole background arc going on.
Not that
Kotaro
one.
Kotaro turns into Taro, hides in the little ball, and gets thrown by Eiichi up at Tempera. He emerges from the ball, all small and tiny, and goes down inside Tempera, and then grows to his usual giant size, obliterating Tempera.
And all the other brothers are really hyped about it. They're like, "Hey, you did it!"
The brothers are really hyped about the
does
ultra
come
violence on
after
display.
like a third time of Kotaro just being owned. Like he just it's owned 3 times.
Yes.
He's like dead.
Remember
at
a
this
few weeks back when we were like, "Oh, they should do it where the ultra, like they should make it ultra where you can get small again."
Here we are. The brothers fly off, Taro having earned some confidence in himself, and the narrator tells us, and they all lived happily. No, Alien Tempera isn't dead. Tune in next week. The end. Episode ends right now.
Do we want to segue directly into episode 34?
Yes.
Episode 34, the last day of the 6 Ultra Brothers, also incorrect.
This is also a lie.
Also a lie, not true. Featuring Nemesis, Alien Tempera, and the 5 Ultra Brothers. The Ultra Brothers are celebrating again. Without Zoffy, of course, he's busy. And Kotaro is like, wow, it's so great that I'm confident now. Yeah, that's great, Kotaro. I mean, I destroyed that kaiju with my own power. Isn't that crazy? Yes, Kotaro was so happy for you, Kotaro. Yeah, I guess I don't need you guys anymore. Yes, Kotaro, that's exactly... now, hold on a minute.
Nah, that's the problem. It's like Kotaro gained overconfidence and not regular confidence.
It's not... It's
So
different from
true!
regular confidence. It's different. Overconfidence is when you're just wrong. And Kotaro is very insistent, even in the face of Zoffy's news that Tempera didn't die. He's like, alright, well, you can all go home now. I got this. I've learned my lesson. And the brother's like, no, you have not. You have not learned your... Please stop. But Kotaro leaves, and the brothers agree.
Well, first they're like, check out that random volleyball team who we never see the faces of. They will keep appearing.
Yes. They'll be relevant later. They show up in my summary again. Kotaro leaves, and the brothers are like, words cannot help him now. He will have to learn to understand the value of teamwork on his own. Well, mostly on his own. Let's steal those bodies again. Just in case.
You just get a shot of, like, suddenly the bodies are there. It's like, what happened? How did you do this? Yeah. Did you just kidnap these guys again?
They just kept him, like, off in the corner, like, well, just in case. Also, they gained this stupid little, like water, instant, whatever the fuck you call them, like, tattoo, like, emblems on their forehead that they can make appear and disappear at will. Also,
yes, they're
important
ultrasign.
to note. Because at some point, Hokuto forgets to turn his off, and everyone chastises him.
You're a fucking idiot, Hokuto. Turn it off. And he's like, yeah, I am a fucking idiot. That's true.
He is the idiot of this crew.
Good. It's the effect of the dead Hokuto has rubbed off on Ace. Because Hokuto is dead. That's not Hokuto. Hokuto's fucking dead. No, you're
Hokuto
here.
did.
Hello?
Hello.
Brad can't hear us.
We heard you. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay,
we're good. I was just talking about how the dead Hokuto has rubbed off on the living Ace.
Yes.
Yeah. Who in the show Ultraman Ace was a different person, but now they're the same person, kind of.
Yeah, now it's the same person.
Don't worry about it.
Minami has not rubbed off on Ace. It should have come back as Minami.
Oh, that would have been so
then
sick.
they could have actually used Morikawa's body.
Oh, this is so easy. You don't need the scientist at all.
But you need the Ultraman balls.
You do need the Ultraman balls. I assume we're gonna fucking talk about the Ultraman balls. I assume that I know what those are. Anyway. So yes, where was I? Yeah, we'll steal those bodies again, just in case. When Tempera attacks, the brothers, disguised as Zat, try to tell him to back off so they can fire their weapons, but Kotaro in the little Wolf 777 is like, nah, you're in my way, actually. I got it covered.
Yeah, he's doing like donuts around the city to like make him busy.
Unfortunately, he kind of does have it covered, because he is running rings around Alien Tempera without even transforming, and Tempera like teleports back to his spaceship and is like, that was too much. I need a new plan. He possesses Saori using the fakest spider I've ever seen, and uses her to get close to Kotaro, and then captures him. Tempera means to use Kotaro as a means of luring out the other brothers, but they don't appear. Only Zat. The Zat brothers free Kotaro, and Tempera figures it out. He uses a special beam to confirm they're definitely the Ultra Brothers. Kotaro realizes it at this point too. Now they've lost the element of surprise. How do we get it back? Here's the plan. We possess the bodies of a volleyball team. Bodies that Tempera doesn't associate with us. And then we can get close enough to take it by surprise. Perfect plan. It doesn't fucking work. Tempera takes one look at these 6 guys running around together and goes, oh, that's them. And the brothers switch back to the Zat bodies and they're like, I can't believe that.
Well,
didn't
first
work.
they exploded and then they switched.
they get after endangering some random civilian bodies. They switch back and they're like, I can't believe that didn't work. What now? New plan. We use the thing that worked last time, the little Ultra Pokeballs. We all get in one, and Eiichi can resolve his background arc, not that one, about sharing by giving a ball to each of his friends, and then they throw us at tempera, and then we have the element of surprise. And Ultraman, the Ultra Brothers are like, and you're not having this plan because of overconfidence. This is just normal confidence right now. And he's like, absolutely. And to be fair to the actual thing is, you're not doing this out of pride, out of your self-confidence. This is you're doing this to protect
tactics.
the citizens. This is to save. This is to protect people. This isn't out of your own personal big-headed pride. And he's like, yes, absolutely. And the plan works, and the beatdown on Tempera is severe as it gets beamed this way and that. At last, Taro gets the final shot and Tempera is destroyed. All 6 brothers obliterate the Tempera spaceship with a beam. Kotaro returns to the restored Zap members and he waves goodbye to his brothers, having learned his lesson about the importance of teamwork and placing the safety of the people above his own personal pride. The end.
And also they go jogging with the football team, who's
They go jogging with the volleyball team.
Yeah, volleyball team.
Who they just know now. They're friends with them now.
Yeah.
How we feel about these episodes.
What a fucking... I was losing my fucking mind the entire episode.
There's an energy to these that's like, okay.
For starters, I like the one when Kotaro comes back first time beat up. But he's like, guys, I think I need your help. And like, no, Kotaro, we can't do that. And Zoffy, who is still giant, is like, don't be a baby. And I like the implication of this scene that Zoffy doesn't have a human form because he doesn't have a host, but he was still participating in the barbecue.
I have a theory. I think Zoffy was supposed to be a host in Ultra Q, but he saw that June just kind of had it covered.
Oh, that's so true.
So true.
He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
I don't. This man's got confidence.
Yeah.
Not confidence.
Just
Me merging with him would probably make him weaker. Actually, let's just let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've like distinguished the young ultras from the old ultras.
Yeah, because the 60s ultras have a different attitude in each episode compared to the 70s ultras.
Yes, the set like Go and Hokuto, but like Hokuto is more extreme.
Yes.
Hokuto is like the more impulsive. Sorry, Ace. Mm-hmm. Hokuto is dead. Ace is more impulsive. And Hideki Go is like on a similar wavelength, but not.
Hit my go.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. I have to verbalize my reaction every time, so when I'm editing the episode, I know where it goes. He's in a similar boat, but he's like not as extreme. Because they're all like, we can't let Taro die. And Ultraman is like, yes, we can. And Dan is like, what Ultraman means is
yeah.
You can't let him be dependent. Well, see, for Ultraman to be saved by other Ultraman, he has to deserve it.
See,
yeah, true.
This is
so true.
So this is I feel like this is the first crossover superhero-y thing we've gotten from this series that's like truly really worked for me, and it's because of the disagreement and how much shit does not work. Because they do the thing with the possessing the body and like, well, we're gonna have an influence, but like it is kind of that Christian thing of like, we can't just do it for him, or we can't be too overt about it. We have to do it through like a conduit or like through an avatar or something, and that just doesn't fucking like go well.
Yeah. I think it helps. I think it helps that like. Well, also just like we get the guys back as like themselves.
Yes.
Which we only got that really in like a couple cases, like very limited, because like we got Hayata and Dan having the most awkward handshake in Return of Ultraman, and that's about it.
That's incredible shit.
The handshake in the corner of the screen. But yeah, this one they're like, they got the gang back and they're like themselves.
I'm great. I'm sorry I'm gonna tell you, if I ever meet an IRL, I am gonna think about that tweet. Where he said this, I imagine this is what it's like meeting any of you IRL.
I should find that tweet again.
Anyway,
I actually forgot the
sorry
caption. I think you were right.
It's something like that.
But yeah, it's it's good because it feels like the most like real crossover we had in a way.
I agree with that. And like they have personalities that clash, which helps.
And it feels like it makes sense too with the characters. Like it doesn't feel like they're different guys. Like, I mean, obviously, obviously Hayata's a person in this one, but
it feels though they're the same.
Go for it.
There's the same it's the same characters, but they've been through some cosmic shit that gives them a different perspective from when we were following them. But I feel like it's believable from where they were.
Like, Ace is still like the younger one. And he goes between like, oh, we gotta and let him die, and then the second part he's like, oh, let me at him, and it's fun. And goes like a bit more reserved because he's always less impulsive in that way.
Oh man, I love Go showing up is so good. Yeah, because Go went away. That's Go, but Go is Ultraman now.
Yeah, it is weird because it's like it doesn't actually matter, but like. Like I said, technically Hokuto's dead.
Yes.
And it is unclear if Hayata is like actually Hayata or if he's just wearing that face.
Presumably he hung out with Ultraseven, and Ultraseven was like, well, if you like that, you can just make a body like him.
Because the options are
you don't need to why are you please don't steal that man's body every time you go to Earth.
Because the two options are like he either like took the face, or two, he just like he went back and did the Go thing to him.
Oh god, I love the idea that Hayata is just hanging around on Earth, and every now and then he wakes up in like a different place. It's just like, oh, I had a weird Ultraman episode again,
like Yuma in the last arc.
Yeah.
I think it's just ridiculous. They're like just having a barbecue on the beach. There's like chowing down, popping bottles.
Yeah.
I think the observation of the difference in character between the 60s and the 70s ones is good. I like that there's a recognition of the degree to which like the 60s ultras were like fucking biblical.
Yeah. Old Testament versus New Testament Ultraman.
There's obviously like a generational gap. Like they're older, but also it is like, maybe it's. I feel if maybe for someone watching at a time, it's like feels more real. The degree to which it's like, because I think it's easy in like when we're watching it from the 2020s, like we know the dates, but we kind of compress them together, especially because it's not like we took a break between 7 and I mean there was technical issues, but we didn't we didn't take a break between 7 and Return really, but and if you're like watching Taro, there's a bit more like probably like an understanding of like, oh yeah, Return and Ace are like the shows from like the past couple of years, and 7 and like 66 are like older shows because they're like over 6 to 7 years old at that point.
I think I was thinking about how interesting it is that like because of presumably like the thing that they're doing is that like you say, it's like the 3 of them are like older and 2 of them are younger, but it like so neatly maps onto our understanding of how the franchise has kind of mellowed a little. Yeah.
It's continuing to mellow also in this season. Like as we saw, like we had the direct pivot from maybe we shouldn't just kill a kaiju for existing.
Yeah.
And I do feel like something I was getting kind of concerned about is every time the other Ultras show up, it did just kind of feel like, I know we've made this complaint before, where sometimes it feels like these are interchangeable, and especially with this one, because we have so many now, it's just like, Oh, and then all the guys all the silver guys show up, and it's really nice to just be able to actually see the faces and like have them talk, and like have it talk about things that aren't directly related to like, you know, expository dialogue about alien whatever shit.
Yeah.
Like they're actual characters this time. It's so nice.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that I'm like, I liked. Now, I'm not necessarily going to say that I think that these are good big brothers. I
think they're terrible.
I'm not going to say
assholes.
that. I'm not going to say that. But I do think the story here of like this, thing of like, we have to let Taro gain his own confidence in himself. That like, you know, when we're here, he doesn't run to us for help. Because it will be better for him, it'll be better for Earth, and it'll be better for us because we'll have time to sit around and eat this barbecue.
Zafie
included. But then the follow-up episode of being like, no, that doesn't mean running off half-cocked all the time. That doesn't just mean that you can handle everything on your own. You have your personal
Hokuto basically runs from the beach into his car and drives into getting exploded by a laser, which is a really fun.
It's cringe. So I, you know, just on a high level, I enjoy this the narrative that this two-parter has. I think there are details here that I think are obviously deranged in the way that Ultraman is. That I enjoy from Ultraman.
Yeah, like there's the
I'm going to miss when eventually this show becomes normal, which I assume it has to do one day. Although, you know,
I mean we've seen the new shows.
Yeah,
I mean then again we also saw the Blazer movie.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Good religious tight two-parter. I am.
True.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like there's definitely a degree to which like the Ultra Brothers are kind of digging their heels too much by the end of that one episode where they're like, no, Taro's like just dying at this point, and also the city is having a little too much destruction. At this point, you gotta like actually do something. But also it's funny. It's funny. It's like the extremes they swing between the two episodes.
Absolutely. Listen, if the advice isn't somewhat inscrutable and like difficult to follow, then are you really making like Catholic TV? I don't know. Anyway, so these fucking Pokeballs.
Yeah.
I don't actually know the facts on this, but I have to assume.
I have to assume this is a toy that they were trying to sell.
Yeah, there's obviously a toy commercial to a degree, but
I assume they were selling these with little Taros and Ultramans in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels like something you'd get out of like a little like vending thing or like
a gachapon.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like a gachapon sort of thing.
Yeah, I couldn't find any trivia on like the Ultra Balls themselves. I just know they're obviously here, and like we can extrapolate just on the they just seem like, oh, this is merchandise.
Yeah, it is extremely. I don't mind my shows getting toyetic, but this is extremely like the toy fixes the problem.
Yeah.
In a way that I'm like, this doesn't feel real. Which is like probably my main gripe with these episodes.
Yeah. It's not like when you turn the trolley into a forum or anything.
That's completely different. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not looking forward to the era of Ultraman where it's all forms. I'm not looking forward to it. But we will be in that boat together.
I will say that our arc is about like the level of forms you should expect. It's not gonna get more than that, really.
Okay, I can live with that. I'm still kind of down about how Arc turned that problem into a form one time.
It is very silly.
But I can handle that level, I think.
Yeah, Ultraman doesn't go as much with crazy with forms as Rider does.
Okay.
Like, it's obviously I still can't help but fall into that gravity, but like, it's still like, a lot more
Red,
restrained.
how come you extol the virtues of the cougar forms when you have this opinion about Ultra?
Well, I see it's different.
Shush. It's different.
It's
How's it different? How's it different? Because cougar's fucking good. That's how it's different. Shut up, nerd. The cougar forms rule. So yeah, the Pokeballs are a little. I'm just like, yeah,
No,
shut
it's
up.
a little much.
Yeah, but then again, the episode's already pretty goofy.
True.
I like the reference the Blazer movie we get by the shot of the diet building.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
And some people,
Alternatively, a reference to Persona 5.
yeah. In some people's opinion, the symbol of corruption of the adult world.
Yeah, I think
In some people's opinion.
In some people's opinion. In Minecraft.
Who made these episodes?
Oh boy, do I have some. So, both were directed by the same director and written by the same writer. The director was Tadashi Mifune, who you may remember from the Return of Ultraman episodes, The Curse of the Bone God Oxter, and In Between a Devil and Angel, The Boss You Killed a Child episode.
yeah.
King. What a fucking episode.
The one where the
He
child.
was strangling that child in a hospital bed. Our hero, Hideki Go.
Yeah.
No, you don't understand. The child is communicating with me telepathically.
That's why I hit him in the face.
And also, same director of a number of Ultraman Ace episodes, but the most important one is a game changer. Here comes Zombie.
True.
That was a podcast game changer.
It was. Forevermore with Zombie Pill.
Yeah, he also did like a few other, like the Scary Story Demon Woman of Hotaru Gahara, which I don't remember.
Does it just say Scary Story? Is that what it says? Do you want to read the full title?
Summer Horror Series Scary Story, The Demon Woman of Hotaru Gahara, which is the one about the car accidents that happened at 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, that was
with the skeletons.
the weird Firefly one.
I think that was one we actually thought we were kind of up on, right?
Yeah, but it was also
bit.
one where Minami was evil by pushing a girl in a wheelchair down a hill.
Yes.
Minami's biggest character moment.
I remember that episode because
crazy.
for whatever reason there was just like a really weird shot that was zoomed in really close on Hokuto's face for no reason.
Yeah.
He was really uncomfortable.
But yeah, did a number of other Ultraman Ace episodes, but those I feel like are the big ones. And then also, this was written by none other than... Let me get the right tab open. Yeah, Mamoru Sasaki, who has been with us since the original Ultraman.
Oh, hell yeah.
Doing, all of the iconic episodes along with Akio Jisoji, such as Pearl Defense Directive, Terrifying Cosmic Rays.
Right.
Yes, this is our guy.
This is his scriptwriter for the original Ultraman.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Did he also
nice.
do Alien Metron in Ultra 7?
I think Metron was Kinjo.
Oh, Kinjo.
Yeah,
Right, yes. Ultra 7 was when Kinjo started popping off. That's right.
Yeah, he did the Alien Spell episode, and then also...
Well, can't all be W's.
And the Crazy Gon episode.
Well, that's a W.
Yeah.
Man,
and
this is our
notably,
guy.
this is our guy. Sadly, this is going to be the last thing we're going to see from him until Ultra Q the movie Legend of the Stars in 1990.
Oh, well, we can trust him with Ultra Q the movie. Let's go, mate.
Listen, there is one thing more than anything I have been fucking pumped to get to on this podcast, and it is the Akio Jisoji directed Ultra Q movie.
Well, hey, depending on
written by his guy.
Wait, it's depending on when we get to how we do the anime, it could be either early 2026 or this time next year ish.
Yeah.
Damn.
That anime I'm also excited to watch, but
yeah.
Different reasons. Sunrise-related reasons.
Sunrise-related reasons.
Yeah. My new podcast, Sunrise-related reasons.
So true.
It's gonna be
sick.
wild when you get people from Kara to make that podcast for you.
Everyone's gonna call it the Anno podcast. Despite him not really being that involved.
It's Ultra Quacks. It's just spelled with like 6 U's for some reason.
That's so true. Now, tell me about this shit with this
Yeah.
episode.
In an alternate timeline where Brad fucking died for some reason.
Yeah.
But Rosin's still there, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've all seen Thunderbirds.
Except, well, no, you two have seen that I haven't.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Special effects director is Masataka Yamamoto. Take the right one for last. Yeah, I did. Yeah, and then Alien Temper is designed by Yoshio Suzuki. Apparently, the original plan was this for it to be Alien Emperor, and they were like, "Nah, no, actually, we're not."
No good reason? They're just like, we want to hold on to that one?
Sake, Tsuburaya, what are you doing?
Maybe it's because this was a goofier episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
right. They
that's
do
fair.
embarrass this kaiju a lot.
But here's like the prototype designed by Suzuki.
He's getting like a lot of this kaiju's getting a lot of like goofy music as
Yeah.
well.
Okay, is there any note about why the monkey with the symbols? It's just an evocative, creative decision spur of the
I
moment.
assume so. He's a funny monkey.
Funny monkey.
They shoot that at such a weird, creepy angle with like the
Yeah.
exact perfect lighting to make it like unsettling. It's good.
Yeah.
I am a fan of the monkey.
I don't know why he's there, but it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright.
that's all I got from that end.
Sick. What else is there to cover in these episodes?
The monkey is mostly it.
The monkey, the monkeys. Yeah, like I was saying, there's a lot of goofy music and there's a lot of goofy moments. There's stuff like the shot of when Taro's trying to lure Tempera away, and they're both like kind of running like overly fast in place.
I was curious and just checked the wiki. And apparently there was a time where Alien Tempera's original name, after the Emperor thing was dropped, they was going to be called Alien Breton.
Alien Breton?
Yeah,
As in, like, Bretons?
I
was
guess
about
so.
to say, that's like...
I don't know why.
What did Brittany ever do to Jesus Christ? God damn. Fucking hell. Yeah, there's like a shot of like the two of them kind of running like almost in place, like doing a weird, funny little run, and when like Kotaro's like running rings around Tempera in the Wolf 777, it's just like basically fucking like what's the music?
Yakety
Thing.
sax?
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vibe we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
It's silly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. We just get shots of the Light of Light, and we just don't go there at all.
Yeah, they do not blow up the Land of Light. They at the beginning of the first episode, they show the Land of Light in like sniper sights, and like there's like in 30 seconds the Land of Light will be destroyed, and then the little monkey's like,
Oh, they're not home.
They're not home. Okay, cancel the destruction of the Land of Light. The title was a lie.
I love this because it's like, you can tell, like, they're like, okay, we have it built out in miniature. We don't really have, like, the multiple sets to, like, set a whole episode there. In Leo, do we have full episodes Land of Light, do you think?
My guess is maybe one.
I think, okay, maybe one, and maybe they fine-tune what the Land of Light is a little bit.
I have a
from
feeling
the
at some
public,
point
yeah.
it's going to get sanded down from the weird dreamlike mishmash of artist fan submissions that it seems to be right now.
The fucking William Gibson Gernsback continuum.
Yeah. I read that
vision
yesterday.
of the Land of Light.
Yeah.
Dearest listener, we're several of us are reading Burning Chrome by William Gibson.
We should rank the stories when we talk about it on the preamble.
Guns Back Continuum's going high for me.
That sounds like a fucking Coheed song.
It's just, you know, the thing about America, like the passage about where he says, like, at some point in the 30s, they handed over design of American gas stations to Ming the Merciless. I'm like, okay, this fucking this goes crazy. The rockets on the covers of the Gernsback paperbacks fell on London in the night, screaming. Good shit, dude. Anyway.
Yeah. No William Gibson right now.
No William Gibson right now. William Gibson later.
Yeah.
Alright, we're kind of done talking about these episodes. They were good. I liked them. They were, I don't know about capital G good, but they were good.
Yeah, I'm having fun with Taro.
Yeah.
I'm having a silly little time with it. If I was a kid watching this shit, I think I'd have been all in. Like, they're doing their job. I feel like they are it's kind of doing that thing where I feel like it's elevating, like, what I'm kind of expecting, like, baseline quality of, like, kids entertainment for the series. It's
elevated tokusatsu.
Yes.
The new genre.
So true. No, but it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm not getting the, like, heady, like, science fiction-y stuff, or, like, the weird creepy, like, but still family friendly horror stuff, and it's just like, okay, this is something the kids are putting on after school when they have a snack, like, it's doing a good job of that, and I'm happy that it's having fun with it, right?
When the Zap bass lifts into the sky, that's elevated toku.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the show. I'm glad it's still fun and good. I am definitely feeling like we've been covering this for X amount of months. I'm looking forward to the next thing moded, I think, but you know.
That's fair.
But you know, it's not the quality, it's more just like that's the reality of covering a 50 episode show three episodes a week.
No, I definitely feel it. Where it's just like, we're halfway through, we kind of get it by now. It doesn't feel like there's gonna be any big sea changes, and it's just kind of like, yep, we got the rest of the show to watch.
Yeah,
and,
we got
like
six more pods
stuff
of this,
to talk about.
6 more weeks of this. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you there.
Can I spring a thing on this podcast?
Sure.
You know, earlier when I said I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finished Yuru Yuri like yesterday, like the season 1.
Oh.
That's all right. So you're getting, there we go, done.
Okay. Yeah. I
oh, that's what these people are from. I've seen them before.
Yeah, several of them are criminals. This show deserves a Seinfeld finale.
One of these had a Twitter bot about them.
Is it Kyoko?
Is the red hair one?
Oh, Akari.
Yeah.
Her shtick is funny.
I watched like one episode of that. I think I was like, nah, this isn't for me.
The first episode of Yuru Yuri is definitely the most abrasive one.
I think I just wasn't interested.
Yeah, there we go. I watched Yuri Yuri. I intend to watch more. Cool. There we go.
Okay.
Podcast is over. Color timers.
Yeah. Can you believe they go crazy this week?
I can.
Anyway, episode 32, 2 minutes, 23 seconds. Episode 33, 1 minute, 28 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 26 seconds, 1 minute, 16 seconds. Then the brothers together. First, at the start, where we somehow get shots of them flying into bed with flowers. For some reason, we didn't talk about that, but that was the thing. 27 seconds. Then later, the end with Zoffy, 2 minutes, 4 seconds. Zoffy himself, 9 minutes, 38 seconds. Ace going into Ueno, 6 seconds. Shinmen going into Nanbara, 4 seconds. Ultraman going into Aragaki, 4 seconds. All S7, as usual, doesn't get one. Episode 34, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Then Zoffy gets 3 minutes, 44 seconds, then 2 minutes, 49 seconds. Ace gets 6 seconds, then 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Shinman gets 4 seconds, then 2 minutes, 46 seconds. Then Ultraman gets 4 seconds, 2 minutes, and 51 seconds.
All right.
Yep. And then I got the penultimate Ultraseven runback.
Oh, yeah.
Special effects director for episodes 36 through 2040. Special effects director for episodes 36 through 42 is Koichi Takano. Alien Pega, suit actor is Kunio Suzuki. Apparently, in this episode, the filming of all the Pega scenes, including the one where he's confronted by Seven, were filmed by the main drama team instead of the special effects team. Then we get Alien Magellan, aka Maya, from the Soul Ultra Eye, played by Yuriko Kono, who was 18. Apparently, early names for the episode were The Target Dances and Another Star, and in the first draft, Maya was depicted as having been prepared for death from the start. There's a weird line from Shinichi Ishikawa, who said that he intended a bit of Dan experiencing his first love or love at first sight through his interactions with Maya.
Okay.
Sure, man. This one I'm only putting here because me going, sure, man, whatever you say, from the Japanese wiki, and I quote, the jukebox keyboard lacks an I, as in the letter, which is believed to be a pun on the lack of an ultra I and the lack of love on planet Magellan, as in I, the Japanese word for love.
Okay.
On the other hand, the I and the O are generally removed from jukebox keys to avoid confusion with ones and zeros, and it's unclear whether this is intended goal in production.
Sure.
I'm just like, why you didn't need to write this?
You just could. This is just headcanon.
Yeah.
This isn't real.
No, it's real because it's on the Japanese wiki apparently. Okay. And yes, to the audience, if you ever play AI the Somnium Files, you will get the same novels and puns. Mm-hmm. Crazy Gone suit actor Eiichi Matsushima. Aron suit actor Toshio Saiko. Because the Alien Guts episode was originally one episode stretched into two, Aron didn't exist in the original draft and was added when they stretched it to 2 episodes. Mm-hmm. That was for the audience. That was the kaiju that's like a decoy to test Ultra Seven's capabilities. The Alien Gatsu, suit actors Miki Ikijima, Toshio and Toshihiko Saigo. Apparently, Guts was the first time in the franchise where they made 2 identical suits for the same kaiju to be filmed in the same episode.
Is there a reason why they did that?
Because I guess they wanted to just have 2 of them on screen at the same time.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah.
Like Alien Pit previously had, like, it was like similar design, but it was different-ish. Like there's a difference between the 2. This was the first time it was like identical, so.
I needed to remind myself there's more than one, frankly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, this is just an interesting note. The filming period was April 27th to May 6, 1968. Apparently, Ryosaku Takayama's nephew was working on HK at the time as well in filming. So just, familial connections, I guess. Nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
Alien Toppedo, the shitty Kappa, suit actor Sado Haruhara. Kaiju Toppedo, suit actors Eiichi Matsushima and Toshihiko Saigo. I don't know why there was 2 of them, but whatever. No suit actors was given for the real MVP, the non-molt. But for the non-molt themselves, their heads were sculpted by Takayama, but the rest of the body was just black tights. Nothing fancy. I believe it was episode director Kazuo Mitsuda apparently came up with the idea of what if they weren't original inhabitants of Earth to Kinjo when they were at a bar once, and that's where the episode came from.
Mm-hmm.
Later they planned to meet at a beer hall to review the first draft, but they actually went to the wrong beer halls.
Okay.
So Kinjo read the draft on his own and was like, actually this sucks, and he burned the script and rewrote it.
Nice.
That's real.
Japanese wiki apparently says that there may have been inspiration from a sci-fi novel, which referred to Earth as non-Mars, and that's where it came from. The term non-Mars comes from. Wiki also says people involved in the episode at the time seem to have said this has nothing to do with the relationship between Japan and Okinawa.
Okay.
And then later critics were like, okay, come on. Which I thought was just a funny observation.
Chad Warden voice.
I think
Come on.
I think there's at least
Come on,
one person who was like, "Listen, I don't know if I believe it's a connection, but I see how you get there because
Yeah.
it's too obvious a line to draw, especially given the context and who's writing it." So, and we got finally Gyros, which is the octopus thing, the normal summon, and suit actor Toshihiko Saiko, and that's it.
All right.
Next time I'll finish off Ultraseven.
Sick. All right. Well then, do we have any emails?
We just have one, but isn't really much to talk about. This one's by Logan.
Hello, Logan.
And
Hello, Logan.
it's mostly they sent, because I think I mentioned it on Blue Sky that they wanted to do this. They sent me a curated playlist of fun, silly Super Rad commercials they put together. Basically, like, well, in case you ever need something like Red Band again, you can use this.
Oh God.
And I feel like we won't necessarily need that.
We won't necessarily need that, but
yeah.
We're not gonna turn down a funny little playlist of weird commercials.
I mean, yeah, if we have it on hand, we can use it at some point if we need to. We just mostly haven't needed to because the reasons we did Red Band was because Brad wasn't here, and then we found out that because there's two of us, it's fine.
It's fine. We have 3 people on the phone. What were we doing?
Yeah. I mean,
are they stupid?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you did get to see the log get kicked down the hill.
We did get to see the log, stick, branch.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Logan.
All right. Yeah.
I'll keep it for safekeeping, in case.
Thank you very much. Well, that is the episode. You can join us next week for 3 more episodes of Taro. That is all we're watching.
Yep.
Because it's fucking Christmas. And yeah, that's it. That's the podcast. I don't,
Merry Christmas, Xbox.
Merry Christmas, Xbox.
Merry Christmas, Xbox.
Merry Christmas, Xbox.
Dear listener, buy me something specifically.
Buy me.
I'm not going to tell you where to send it.
Not Mel or Brad.
No, just me.
Your
2 favorite people in the world.
I just me. I think it's fine.
If you want to send a Christmas gift, you can send it to the coffee at Ultra Q Fund.
You know what I want you to do this Christmas? I want you to write something that you come to hate and then burn it.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Goodbye.
Wait, plug yourselves.
Oh, fuck. Right. The Ultra Q podcast is found at Ultra_QUEUE on Twitter. It is found on Blue Sky at UltraQUEUE. Mel.
You can follow me at Dear Crowns on Twitter and Blue Sky, and you can send an email at ultraqpod@gmail.com. I already gave the coffee, so Brad.
You can find me everywhere at BeinVoked. That's BEINVOKED with the space on YouTube, which I'm back to making YouTube videos. Underscore on Twitter and no space or underscore, just all one word on Blue Sky.
VTuber arc incoming.
No.
You gotta make your model a live 2D model based on Alien Pole.
Oh hell yeah!
You know what? We're back in.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Later.
Bring you down, there's nothing left to lose. You win.